pretty. Come along. Houston, we have a problem. Oh my. Hey, garden gals and guys, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden. Hold on, I need to adjust because these zinnias are all over me. But you're really pretty. I'm very happy with you. I am here today to show you a very exciting time in the garden. The queens, one of my faves, if not my favorite, in the whole garden for cut flowers. Dahlias have started to bloom. Now, right before I started this video, I noticed that there's an issue. Can you see in there? Several Japanese beetles. Not great. This is the first variety to bloom for me. My first bloom came on July 27th, so a few days ago. And because of that bug damage, it's looking quite raggedy, really. But I'm gonna come in and cut deep into the plant. I am gonna leave these two blooms on because they're close to getting ready to bloom. And then I'll come in with soapy water and dump those Japanese beetles in there because this is not a pretty dahlia head. Quite damaged, really. Here's one hiding in this petal here. Let's see if I can use my pruners to get it out. Yes. Bye-bye! Now usually I don't cut dahlias at this stage. I wait till they are a little more open. But if I can get this one off, this particular one already has some bug damage on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it off of there and deadhead it. But it's definitely prettier than the other one. Again, this is called Blizzard, and it is a prolific bloomer. For size comparison, this is my palm, about palm size. But it bloomed first for me last year too, so an early bloomer indeed it is. So now let me show you the rest of the raised bed, dahlia bed here. We are at the end of July. It will soon be August tomorrow. So we've got time yet, but I'm seeing a lot of buds. These are gonna be bursting with blooms very shortly. Ugh, another Japanese beetle. I wish I had the guts to just squash them myself, but I don't. Come on. Ah! They were on my zinnia bed, which is right behind this bed, and now they've suddenly traveled over here. I didn't see any on my dahlias until today. Stingy little bugs. So here we've got Myrtle's Brandy, which from what I understand is supposed to get pretty tall here. It is a red with white throughout, almost looks like a Santa Claus dahlia. But we've got several blooms here, so she should be blooming soon. Then over here we have A la Mode, which was one of my favorites from last year. Okay, back behind me here, these two are A la Mode. You can see they're not quite as big, definitely not dinner plate, but they've got a more interesting bloom based on how it looks. So let me cut these and show you. So here we are. It's almost a tie-dye effect of white, orange, I would say like a peachy orange, and yellow, and it's really something. This is A la Mode. I'm seeing budding on all of these. The ones up front look really great. No disease, leaves look nice and green. Big plus there. And then back here, these are just a little smaller. They get shaded a little bit by this post for the gate, but they still look really healthy, and I don't see buds on these last two, but I'm thinking it won't be long. They're just a little bit behind these ones in a ton of sun. This one here that's leaning is one of my favorites from last year, Belle of Barmera. This is Belle of Barmera, just gorgeous. This is one I've been waiting for, and she was worth it. A queen indeed. Beautiful dinner plate dahlia, absolutely gorgeous peachy pink type of bloom. Cannot wait for her to open up right here. I think these two right here are a little shorter and just a little behind, and I think that's because these in the front took off just a bit quicker, and so they don't get quite as much sun because of that. But they're still doing well and look nice and healthy. And the ones right beside it over here had several buds on it. So those are going to open up very quickly. This one here is really loaded with buds, and it's one I haven't grown before, which is Sweet Natalie, a nice soft pink looking dahlia. So I'm excited to see her bloom because so far she's very floriferous, has a lot of buds on her. This one back here is Lark's Ebb. It's also got some nice height on it and a lot of buds as well. This is one that I'm most looking forward to because I've heard very good things about Lark's Ebb, so I'm hoping to save some tubers on all of these, but especially the ones that I hear are very, very good. And then over here in this bed, I'm happy to say this is the bed that I planted earlier in July with some extra dahlias, and they have broken the surface, most of them. There's probably 2 or 3 that have not come above yet, and they might not, but we'll wait and see. The rest of these are looking fantastic, and we'll see if we can get some blooms out of them. So that's good news. And while I have you on the line here, those are my dahlias, but over here are my Lisianthus. And I have to say, my Lisianthus are blowing me away this year. The amount that I could fit in one bed, I did much more in a single bed than I planted last year. And down here in the Lisianthus bed, we've got blooms. They were spaced much further apart here, and I love how much fuller it looks. It is night and day different. They usually grow straight up. I have no netting on these. These are leaning just a little bit to the right to reach for the sun, but not bad. We have had tumultuous storms come through and they have stood upright like a rock. So I'm so pleased. And most importantly, they're finally starting to bloom. This one is in the very early stages, but we're gonna have some Lisianthus blooms soon, and I cannot wait. I thought I'd mosey on up to the front and check on the Lisianthus up here, and look what I have found. She's so beautiful. A bloom has officially opened, my first Lisianthus bloom of the year. This, I believe, is Voyage to Champagne, and it is as picture perfect as it looks on camera. Absolutely stunning. I think that's a good note to end on right there. I didn't even know this was open till I peeked around the corner here just in case there was something to show you. And sure enough, a bright, bold, beautiful bloom. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. In case you haven't grown Lisianthus before, they can be notoriously difficult to grow. However, I have found that I love the challenge. You start seeds usually in January. I am zone 5B, so for me that's January, or even some people in late December. And then it takes 6 months from the time you plant that little itty bitty seed to come to this bloom. So it's a lot of work. I started them in soil blocks, and all I'm doing is just licking the end of the chopstick, which you would also do with a toothpick, and that'll help me pick up the seed. It'll stick to the chopstick more to actually put in the blocks. And if you're wondering, I'm just sowing 1 per block, and we're gonna see how they do. And then I actually bumped mine up, and they did really well with that transfer in the middle of the growing process to a larger cell tray. Here is an initial tray of the Lisianthus I started in soil blocks, and you can tell I've only got 1 tray left because I have transplanted most of them up into bigger cells. I just did this one this weekend, a couple days ago. And now when I go to this lower level, you'll see the difference. I mean, look at that. And this is the one that the fan's actually blowing on because it's quite wet right now. But they're huge. You can see the difference. But overall, they did fantastic germinating in those soil blocks and just grew from there. Really happy with the process this year. I had so many more starts, way less of them died for me. So if you're wondering, can I grow Lisianthus? Yes, you can. Totally worth it. So I am gonna call that a wrap for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up like button. It really helps out my channel. And if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe to follow along with all things garden. I would love to have you here. Comment below and let me know how your Dahlias and Lisianthus are doing up to this point in your garden. Fill me in, and we will see you in the next one, everybody. Very happy planting. Bye.